What's up, Raiders? Bionic here. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we have a free-to-play auto Borgoth stage 30 on hard tower team. I say free-to-play. There's one champion in there that you have to get elsewhere. We talked about him yesterday. So what I'm going to do in the video, I'm going to show you the run first, and then we're going to cover the champions, a couple of things that you can improve on, but also looking forward, will this team be scalable? So let's get right into it. Alright, so the team that I decided to go with is Haikatoon, Rosin, 2 Armigers, and the so-called Metal Shaper. Now, I don't know who figured that out first, but the 2-turn shield is amazing. It is perfect for Borgoth. But you got to get everything to line up. So it's still relatively complicated to set up your team, but once you get it right the first time, like in my case, it can work, but it can also fail. So far I did 3 runs, 2 of them succeeded, 1 failed. The waves for this stage are manageable. But as we're going to go up in the Doom Tower, this is probably not going to work. So I'm thinking that maybe like the second time that I encounter Borgoth, it might work, but I certainly won't get this to work on like stage 100, which I believe is the last time we would encounter Borgoth. Also, I'll go to the spreadsheet after, but don't forget that his speed is going to go up. So at some point, you're not going to be fast enough. And that was the issue with my current team. I tried without Haikatoon. I just didn't have enough speed on my currently geared champions. Like, for instance, Rosin is geared for the clan boss. I didn't think or ever thought about needing more speed for something else, right? You tune for Nightmare or slow tune for Ultra Nightmare, and then that's it. But here, obviously it doesn't work because this guy is right off the bat at 200 speed. So if you don't get control of him right in the beginning, he's going to take a turn. He's going to strip those shields, which he does take a turn, I believe, once or twice. I can sort of handle that, but I could fix that with being obviously a little bit faster. Okay, but before I commit to this team, again, invest more resources, I'm gonna wait and see how well it performs against the next time we encounter him, which I believe is gonna be tomorrow for you guys, right? Stage 50, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, the way this works is pretty simple. We have turn meter reduction on the A1 from Armiger number 1 and Armiger number 2. We have a decreased speed from our Haikatoon, as well as a turn meter increase, speed increase, but also turn meter reduction, right, from the Haikatoon, really strong. And then we also have a turn meter reduction 100% from the Rosin on his A3, but he's also bringing our decreased defense and weaken to the table. And as you can see, obviously, I do have 2 destroy sets on there. So both of my Armigers currently are geared in destroy sets. One is completely maxed out. The other one I just built to 50 just for the sake of this video or this team. Metal Shaper, same thing. I kind of just built him and I put that guy in a shield set so that we're guaranteed to have some kind of shield right off the bat in the beginning. Okay, so I'm still gonna say this is free to play because it's very accessible to basically all of us. I can improve this, I can make it a little bit faster, finish the masteries on the second one, but you can kind of see what I mean, okay? So let's go over these champions, starting with our Rosin. So as I said, geared for the clan boss. He's in Stalwart, might as well be in Lifesteal. Relatively slow, as I said before, 181. I have a full build video on this guy, so I'm not going to spend too much time, but we have 4.3k defense, 73% crit rate, and just about 200% crit damage. Slightly low on the accuracy for the most of the PvE content, aside from Doom Tower. I would like this guy to be around 230. All the skills are done. As for the masteries, obviously Giant Slayer being the tier 6 of choice. The next one we're going to do is Haikatoon. So Haikatoon I've had obviously for a very long time. I stopped using her when I decided not to use 3-speed leads for Tag Arena. But since I've had to put some gear on her, because I do use her in Faction Wars Stage 21 for the Barbarians, so she's like basically all speed, with a respectable amount, 244. Obviously, we're not breaking records here with this, but I'm thinking that even for Borgoth at Stage 100, I would like her maybe to be closer to 270-ish, right? And then all the other champions perhaps above 200, 210, maybe even 220, just to be on the safe side. But again, I'm going to wait a little bit before doing that. We have 2.5k defense, 80% crit rate, 120% crit damage. Doesn't really matter. 209 accuracy. Again, a little bit low. As we're going to go up, Borgoth is going to have more resistance, if I'm not mistaken, or even the waves are going to have more resistance. Therefore, we're going to need a little bit more here. all the skills are done, but here's what I was talking about. We have the decreased speed on the A1. We do have the turn meter boost of 15% plus 30% increased speed on the A2. And then we also have, on a 75% chance, the 15% turn meter reduction on the A3, which is pretty sweet. As for the masteries, kind of like a clan boss build, that's sort of where I was going to play around with, right? I was going to put her in there to try a couple different teams, so that's sort of why I went with those masteries. Then let's do the new guy, Metal Shaper, which, like I said, just built, so no masteries. I did max out all the skills because I have so many rare tomes now, and I went with the shield set again to guarantee that you have a shield as you're walking in there, because it's not necessarily going to be the first one to attack depending on the speed that you give him. For the time being, he is sort of like that guy to go first. I believe one armor is also very close to this speed, but eventually I will bring him up to 60, I guess, if I commit to this team. And you would kind of like want him to have, I guess, just more stats overall, like more defense. It really wouldn't matter. I think he's really only there for this skill. Place the shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. Masteries could help. You could go with like War Master to deal a little bit more damage, but again, that's not his primary role. It's literally just to bring in this skill. So he needs to be speed tune in your team. Ideally, like I said, he would go right after Haikatune. I did also put some of these new accessories on him. Prevent skill cooldown. I'm thinking it might come in handy, but it might also be an issue. If it happens on this, he might prioritize this if one of your champions is, let's say, low HP. Let's say the boss took a turn, one goes low HP, then it's his turn, and he doesn't do this, instead goes for this because you got the cooldown reduction. Might cause an issue. I have more testing to do, but we'll see. Then for the Armiger number 1, we have a typical, again, sort of like a War Master with counter attack build for the masteries. All the skills are done on this guy, pretty easy at this point. And then here's my good destroy set. I'm kind of glad I kept a set of all the sort of like random stuff that we weren't never using. So like the destroy sets are finally coming in handy. So we have crit damage gloves with decent amount of crit rate. In fact, we're just about 100% crit rate, which is kind of nice, and I didn't even max it out, so I could push this up to 220, maybe 230 total crit damage. I also did max out the amulet. The accuracy currently is okay, but again, this would need to be a little bit higher, but the banner is also not maxed out. Okay, so we have crit damage right here, and then 2 pieces of speed with a defense percent chest, accuracy banner, like I said. And then let's do the second one, which literally I had to open like 120 mystery shards until I got an Armiger, because I didn't keep 2 Armigers on my account. I wasn't thinking I was going to need 2 ever again. I have like 7 cold hearts. Why would I build another Armiger? But this is why. I literally needed another Armiger for this, and luckily we had, like I said, another destroy set just sitting there with a good amount of speed on it, right? A lot of speed right there. We have a defense percent chest, but for this I had to work with a pair of crit rate gloves. I unfortunately was not able to get enough crit rate to use more crit damage gloves. We also reused this amulet, which was on a different champion, so that we could hit a respectable amount of accuracy without a banner for the time being. But I'm thinking I'm gonna max this guy out. Might as well. 2 Armigers, that's always useful for something. We're gonna do the masteries. We're gonna put War Master on him, so hopefully it's gonna be even a little bit faster. The Great Hall I could show you guys as well real quick because it is affecting the stats, but crit damage and accuracy for the Armigers is maxed out, so I suppose I could do defense. It wouldn't add a whole lot of extra damage, but anyway, we'll see. And so now, last thing quickly to cover before I let you guys go is the stats. Okay, so here's what I meant by this might not work later on. This is the wave that we faced so far. Hard stage 30 Borgoth, with the waves being Steel Skull, Rain Beast, Basher, Rain Beast, and Steel Skull at hero level 130, roughly 100 speed. But the next time we meet him, which is stage 50 apparently, the waves change drastically. We're now going to have Krisk the Ageless, Broadma, Krisk, Jizzo, Krisk, hero level 150, but also roughly around 100 speed. But look at the resistance, 220, 200-ish. So like if I'm thinking my turn meter reduction from the Armigers is going to work at the current values that they are, it might not. Therefore, even just the waves might prove to be very tough for my current team. Same thing with wave number 2. And then finally, Borgoth is going to be himself also a little bit tougher. I find it kind of weird though that the resistance and accuracy is really low. It says 30 for resistance and 0 for accuracy. So I mean, like, you know, you don't need a whole lot of accuracy, but dealing with the waves is going to be the issue anyway. All right. So here's the spreadsheet. Last thing I'll do is like I said, 150 speed, but 200 on hard. Now we faced him again, or we're going to face him again. He's going to be apparently still 200 speed. But later on, the last time we would technically face him this month, he would be at 225 speed, okay? So you have to build for that first. In fact, looking at sort of like the end game bosses so far, they all seem to be at maximum 225 speed. So like I said in yesterday's video, if you're going to start building some teams and investing in some gear, aim for above these values. Also aim for, like, if you want to control the waves, like 350 plus accuracy, right? Or like 450 resistance on like your buff cleansers, debuff cleansers, right? Anyway, all that being said, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.